2 of his upper body workout. Okay, we're doing chest and back today. And he already did his warm-up, the stuff that you saw at the beginning of the day 1 where he was doing his tris and his bis. We were doing this one, we were doing the rotator cuff, and I tested him out on all those exercises and all the pants pulls. This is day 2, we have a little bit different exercise. And this is another week, now that he's passed all the tests, this is another weakness that we're gonna work on specifically on his left side. This is the elbow pull. And it's similar to the pants pull that the shoulder pushes down like I talk about in other videos, but you're moving it this way. Now we're gonna get into his mid traps and his delt. So on his left side, go ahead. Yep. So we're getting his mid trap, and we're getting his rear delt. Get it up and down. And so on his left side, this is very underdeveloped. Go ahead, up and down. And on his right side, it's stronger, okay? And his left side has some issues. He actually has this really built up on his left side with his teres major, all the pulling exercises. And on his right side, very underdeveloped teres major, but very strong through his upper trap. And his rear delt's getting a lot stronger. So this is what we got to lock in on his left in order to balance the left with the right side and take pressure off the front of his shoulder on his left. So he's going to work on this over the next couple weeks and really build this up, and then that will ultimately heal that left side. And if we get back here, you can go up and down. Mid trap, and we're also getting into the back of the rear delt here. We're getting both areas at the same time. Okay, not really much upper trap, but mid trap. Good, sick. Yeah, you see how much easier it is on this side?
You know, back.
What's that?
It's a different type of weakness over here.
Yeah. More through the rotator. We always do the corrective warm-ups before we go into the upper body program. Same with the lower body, okay? We're trying to get all these muscles firing and working, so you're gonna use them when you go to bench, when you go to do lat pull. So we just got done doing his elbow pulls that you saw. He did his rotator cuff today, and then we also did that teres exercise. And now we're gonna do 2 warm-up sets, and then we're going into our exercise. We're supersetting today, chest with back. We do 3 different chest exercises and 3 different back exercises, and we're gonna do some different stuff at the end. So we're just doing a general, just warm up here, you know, normal lat pull, and again, I'm really trying to push the shoulders down, just like I do with the teres exercise. And this is how I really get into the teres and your lats. The arch the back, I push my shoulder down. Most people can't get in position, they end up doing this. So that's why we have all those corrective exercises, put the incline in the perfect position to learn how to do lat pull. Yeah, good. So again, he's just warming up. Now he's gonna apply that teres concept. Go ahead, just push those shoulders down. And since he passed all the tests, it's gonna be easy for him to get in position, and then he's firing up his teres.
Easy.
Right?
No. Nothing's easy with you.
All right, go ahead and let's go behind. So again, he wants to feel it here, and on his right side, very underdeveloped. That's what we need to develop over time. Left side, there's much more development here. If you see, look at his teres. Right side, see how there's nothing. It's there. Before he had absolutely nothing. Now he's got some development, but we're going to use the lat pull now to get into that. Also get into that muscle along with the lat. We're just going to start with dumbbell press. Pretty simple, you know, position. And again, because what I do is I really arch my back with this. And then babe, if you get to the side, I really arch my back with this. Okay, and if you notice, because I have this mastered here, I can keep my shoulders down when I go into this position rather than being like this and letting everything go forward and putting all the pressure onto the front of my delt. I can open my chest, I can use my serratus, and I can really get into it. And now he can do that as well because he's passed all the shoulder tests. So that's why this is just great for bodybuilding, great for posture, and to protect yourself if you're an athlete. Just comes down to these corrective exercises, and it applies over to everything else that we do in the gym or on the field. So if you watch how nice now, his technique from the side there, and now he can really, good. Yep, and that's perfect. You can start just letting these elbows open up now. Yes, Exactly. So before I had him at 45 degrees when he was, and again, he's just warming up. But I have him at 45 degrees, so it didn't put as much pressure on his shoulder. Now I'm getting him to open up because now he's much more built up into these muscles. Perfect. So I have the client with these back and chest exercises doing 3 sets of 12 to 15, and then his last set, he challenges himself with like 10 reps. Okay, I'm not going to go crazy. I don't want to put that much stress on his shoulder. We're still, if you notice, with that lat pull, we're still trying to build up that teres major. That's his main weak point that's going to cause the most pressure on the shoulder. So we still got to watch it. You still got to develop him on. But for me, I'm going to do failure training. What I'm going to do is I'm trying to take 80 pounds and get 12 reps of it. If I get 12, then next week I'm going to go up in weight. Okay, so this is, I just do 1 warm-up set, 1 or 2 warm-up sets, and then boom, I'm hitting up the 80s, and we'll see what I can get today. So I get 11. So hopefully next week I can get 12, and then I'll go up maybe 5 pounds to go to the 85s. That's how I do every exercise. It's the safest way to train at my age without getting hurt. In that 8 to 12 rep range, because you're not doing sets of 5 with 90 or 100 pounds. Very safe. And remember, if you're starting, let's say I can do 80 for 8. Every week then I'm trying to beat it. So I'm not going up in weight and putting as much stress on my joint. It's keeping the same weight and then building up to 12, and that weight becomes lighter. So rather than going heavier, we actually end up on the other spectrum of it being lighter on your body. That's why this is a safer approach long term for someone in their 40s. So now I superset that. I did my failure set over there. And now this is a little off. I'm at another gym. Usually I'm at my local gym. I'm usually using 130 pounds for this, for 10 to 12. This is 80, feels like it's like 130. So we'll see how this is. I might get 13 just because I don't know what the hell's going on with it. Let's see. That was like a perfect weight. Again, 12. So next week I'll try to start back at 8 reps. So I'll have to go maybe up 10 to 20 pounds around that. 1 warm-up set. Then I try to get 8 to 10. Next week I try to beat that. And in 3 weeks I try to beat the weight, get to 12, and then I'll drop it up the weight again and go back through the cycle. And I'm always taking my 4th week off. I do it for 3 weeks. 4th week, I don't care. I just let my body rest.
When I first started with Zach, I couldn't bench press 5 pounds. None of the muscles were firing. It was just going into my injured area. I'd sit there with 5-pound dumbbells and it was a quivering, sweaty mess. And now I'm doing 40s, and I might go up a little bit more today. Things are good. It's the first time in a long time I can actually give some oomph into my press and not have to worry about injuring myself.
You're on your what, 2nd set?
Yep.
He's going 2nd set. So again, we're going 12 to 15. Last set he's going to do 10 reps. So it's 3 sets where I'm going 1 set to failure, but I do a warm-up set. Same exercises though. That's perfect. I'm just having him concentrate on he's supersetting. So he's doing his bench, he's coming over to his back. I'm just having him concentrate on his right tear. He's right behind you. If you come around. I'm just having him really concentrate on this muscle right here when he comes down. Okay, that's his weakness. That's what's holding his right shoulder back from pressing, and that's where he's going to get injured until it really gets developed. So he's doing 50s right now. Okay, this is the heaviest he's done in probably 10 years. He's ready for it, and he's just going for 10. That's it. So this is his last set. We do 12 to 15 the first two. Last set he challenges it a little bit. That way he doesn't have so much pressure each set. Simple for him, easy. If you want to film that, babe. He looks great. Nice form, really good. I always have the clients pause when they're first learning. I don't pause, but it's just better to really learn how to understand how to use the back muscles and the yeah, right? Isn't that funny?
The last two I'm
so
going.
Why don't you explain that?
It's interesting. Coming back from the injury, I know when I'm done, my chest, I used to hurt myself because I'm a strong person. I can blow through right my injuries. Now that I'm aware and he's taught me what's going on this one, the last two sets, or 2 reps, I couldn't feel my teres. I knew if I kept pressing I was gonna have a problem. That's when I stopped.
Bingo. So now we're gonna do incline press. I just did a warm-up set with 15 reps with 135, just make things feel good. Now I'm gonna go complete failure. I got 45 and a 10 on each side. And then Scott's gonna be doing the same thing, except again, 3 sets of 12 to 15 around that. And then we're gonna be supersetting this with a bent over row. I did 12, so next week, guess what? I'm gonna go up and weight and try to do 8 to 10, and I'm gonna start my cycle back over and try to get that to 12. This, and Scott can talk to you a little bit about where this elbow pull comes in. The ones we were doing in the beginning where we go like this, it's the opposite of the bench. So we're really teaching him then how to fire those muscles, the rear delts and the mid traps, to support this exercise and other bench exercises. Obviously the teres and all the rotator cuff come into play. But that's a key exercise as you start evolving in my system.
Yeah, the problem with my shoulders is that I don't know how they're supposed to work anymore. I don't know what muscle's supposed to fire, whatever, do this. Where did the elbow? I do now. So I did the elbow pulls. I was really feeling my mid trap and my rear delt, or whatever that thing is. As soon as I started benching, I'm going, oh, it's a lot easier. It's just going right into place.
Understands.
And a lot of what Zach's taught me is how the muscles are interconnected and which ones are my weak ones.
So he's got some back issues, and he's finally got his glutes to where I want to be. So we're not going to go heavy with this. I want him to just keep it around 15 reps. You're just doing a general bent over row. I want you to pull more towards your belly button and try to keep your shoulders down. Try to use your teres. Yep. There we go. So this is something we're not going to risk right now. I'm going to have him build his back up over the next 3 months because that's a real weakness on him. This is a new exercise for me. I'm really trying to get my depth on it. So I've been going a little bit lighter. Okay, bent over row. Normally I do a bent over row like you saw him do. You know, I could do like 185 to 200. But this is a little bit lower. It's a little bit more risky for me. This is just 135. And I'm just going off the floor. That's about it. Yeah, I could cheat 11 or 12, but couldn't get it up as high. So I couldn't, there's no way I could have done this even a year ago. I had to fix my glutes. When my glutes are fixed, now I've really started to build on my back and get both sides equal, the left and the right. And so that's where I'm at. So the last two exercises, we just got a regular row here, close grip, and we're doing flies. Okay, so this is my failure set. And then at the end, you're gonna see we're gonna just pick a couple weaknesses that he's weak on, and even I'm weak on, and we're just gonna hammer those out one set to failure at 20, 30 reps. But right now, we're just gonna do this. That's about it. Now we're gonna do chest flies to failure. I'll do one set, 12 to 15 warm up, and then boom, fail. And what I like doing too, sometimes I'll work more the lower chest, just push myself out here. And sometimes with the weeks, I'll do here. I like switching every 3 weeks. I'll do more mid chest and then sometimes lower chest, and also use the cables. But I'm just getting a nice warm up, a nice pump. And then I'm gonna go into my failure set. Again, I don't know this machine. This might be too heavy. We'll see if I can get maybe 8 reps with it. Maybe if I get 6, I'm just gonna drop the weight and then I'll just do a burnout drop set. It's gonna be way too heavy. So that like 4 reps. I'll try to get another 4. That's it. So I was a little off with the weights, but I'm not in my gym. Go ahead, you can just talk.
Yeah, there's just no way I could have done this 2 months ago. Slight weight, just exposing the shoulder, holding the position, having the arms out there, squeezing my back shoulders, squeezing through, getting the chest. This would be an impossible lift 2 months ago.
So I like doing this one at the end. I built up my teres on my right side. I have the same problem as him. My shoulder was like this, and I have no teres to anchor everything down, and no downward to press the shoulder. So I've really built it up with the single arm lat row that we use, and also the front row. So this is something that I've come back to recently, and I feel a little piece of my shoulder that this is getting that I couldn't get with the other ones. So I've just been doing this. And again, I don't pull all the way back. I really focus on just trying to pinch my scaps and push my shoulders back and down and really get into teres. And if you go to the right side, babe, go over on my right side, right there, I feel the teres really firing. And on my left side, I don't feel the weakness in there, but I must feel a little click on the shoulder in order to really get in that position. So I know this is another piece. I'm like 98% where I want to be with my right shoulder. It's really taken me the last 5 years to really figure this out and be able to get into it properly. And I'm just going to absolute failure. Okay, 20 to 30 reps is a little light, but That way I only have to do one set, and I can cause muscle growth and change. This is too light, but you get the idea. That's one of the weaknesses we're gonna do at the end, is elbow pull, specifically on his left side. We did the right side at the beginning. There's a little weakness in there, but it's mainly is the left. Again, the mid trap, there we go. So he's gonna do absolute failure, 20 or 30 reps. Let's see how he does. And again, I'm not gonna start a client off with doing it like this. He's built this up over the last 3 months. So he's just going absolute failure. Yep. And you don't even have to pause that long. 1. Yep, just back down. Just a little pause fire in there, 2. Yep. Let's get him to absolutely fail. If he starts feeling a little bit of pain and he can't finish the set, I'll have him stop. But if there's no pain, it's just a nice burn in the right areas here in the mid trap. That's fine. So he's just gonna absolutely crush this. Getting there?
Yeah, I got more.
Keep going until it fails. What do you got? 20?
15.
He's at 16, 17. Come on, go for 30. You can definitely hit 30. If there's any pain, stop. It feels good, just keep pushing it. Now this is gonna cause the most growth when we can really do that 20 and 30 range. I've learned this from Jerry Brainum, applied metabolics, super smart. I love talking to the guy. This is where I learned this rep scheme of failure training from him. What do you got?
25.
Come on. There he goes. So he's almost failing. He's almost there. So when we fail, we get into those fast twitch motor units, even in the higher rep, then it forces those fast twitch fibers to recruit, and that's what causes growth. Again, Jerry Brainum talks a lot about this. I'm not familiar totally right now with the fibers exactly, but we are getting those fast twitch motor units to fire when we get into that failure point of 20 to 30. And so you can cause growth, and that's why that's such a good rep scheme. And 8 to 12 is obviously superior, I think, as far as just growing the body and doing it in a healthy way. This technique is a single arm lat pull. He's keeping his arm at 45 degrees. Yeah, we're going to failure on his right side specifically, and we're going to get right into that teres here, which is firing nice on him. We just need to get it to grow. Again, we're going 20 to 30, so we're recruiting those type 2 fast twitch motor units. Instead of slow twitch, it will be slow twitch until you get into the failure range. That's when you get the fast twitch type 2, and that's what causes the growth. So all we have to do is one set at the end on his weakness to get it to grow. Yeah, he's got it. Good. So again, right mid trap and rear delt with the connection into the mid trap on the left side. On his right side, not major weakness anymore, but a weakness in his teres major. And downward depresses of the shoulder. Really trying to push the shoulder down when we do this. He's almost done. How many you got?
20.
He's at 20. So let's see what he can do. This is advanced. Like, we don't go into this until they really get good at the front. He's done. Before I get fried. Feeling it?
I got the whole internet watching, man. We're getting 30. I'll do
26. Not bad. This is the last set of the day for him. He's doing his left side. Well, now we're really focusing on lateral flexion and getting into his left lower lat weakness, and that's what happens from he's a golfer. From all the golfing, okay, your right lat gets extremely built up. You get extremely weak in the left lat, so he's really working on the left low back lat. He will get into the erectors too. We're trying to get down right through here into this area right here, because his teres is built up on this side. So that's the weakness on this side. Kill it. Come on. Is that weight good?
Yeah. job. I was shaking like a leaf.
Yay, you did it.
The left side was actually weaker. All right, just finished my workout with Zach, and this is the hardest I've pushed myself in 5 or 6 years. And I felt safer because he was here watching me, but pushing up those 50-pound dumbbells, I was doing about 30% more weight on all my back workout, back work, just the way I hammered it, went to failure on a bunch of stuff, and I'm getting that endorphin rush. That rush that I got when I was in my 20s and 30s and I haven't had for almost 15 years. Nothing feels better than the way I feel right now. I'm just telling you that. So, call Zach.